For my learning project of EC&I 831, I decided to make kombucha. What is kombucha, you might ask? It is a fermented drink with less than 0.5% alcohol, made from brewed tea, sugar, and a starter culture similar to sourdough bread. How often do we go where our curiosity invites us? Could I learn to make kombucha that tasted amazing? My first introduction to homebrewed kombucha was that of a distinct vinegary taste. It was hard to finish the glass. Later at a farmer's market, I would rediscover kombucha and become an avid fan, often adding several bottles of kombucha to my grocery purchase. I feel that drinking kombucha regularly has helped me with some digestion issues. And so begins my journey to learn to make kombucha that tastes amazing. Where to start? I would need a SCOBY, a symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast to kick off the fermentation. I turned to social media and through a call out to Facebook, I found one through a friend. I also ordered one on Amazon. I found a kit through Instagram, and I learned you can brew your own through TikTok and YouTube. Let's brew kombucha in less than 1 minute. Here is the first ferment. First, you boil 2 cups of water. Then, add 6 black or green tea bags. Steep for 10 minutes. Then, add 1 cup of organic cane sugar. Stir to dissolve. Next, we're going to pour in water to cool, and we'll pour that into our gallon jar. Finally, we'll add in our SCOBY and starter culture. There's the SCOBY. And finally, we will cover with a cloth and elastic. And we're all done. While waiting for the kombucha to ferment and following a comment from Deshant, I decided to look into the chemistry behind kombucha. After many YouTube videos and purchasing some pH strips, I began to learn a little bit more about the acidity in kombucha. Later, I would investigate more about carbonation. My Facebook friend Madison invited me over to show me what happens in the second fermentation. This is when you add flavor and hope to achieve carbonation, bottling in swing top bottles. She sent me home a bottle. I began to overthink the bubbles, exploring content on TikTok. I needed to trust the process. The bottle she shared with me was delicious. I discovered numerous sources of inspiration online, from Reddit to Instagram to Pinterest, and bottled up 4 different flavors. Kombucha is a cycle. When one batch ends, the other begins. It was time to taste our first brew: pineapple mango, strawberry cream soda, blueberry, and kiwi. We had some explosive results that hit the ceiling. Now we open our bottles outside. We turned to YouTube to troubleshoot carbonation. We also had some fun being creative, making an ice cream float with kombucha. Experimenting with lime in my kombucha is really just a remix. I copied the recipe from another creator. I borrowed what works from past batches, tweaked the flavors and variables, and combined ideas in new ways. Every adjustment, every success and failure builds on what came before. It's a reminder that creating anything is a process of copying, transforming, and combining. Everything is a remix. You might think I figured it all out by now, but every batch turns out a little different. And that's a lot like teaching. Each class we have is different. As educators, we adapt, learn from each other, and share what works. Every batch of kombucha or class we have teaches us something new. What's next? I plan to keep exploring, stay curious, and experiment boldly. I set out to follow my curiosity, to see if I could brew kombucha that both tasted amazing and had that perfect sparkle. Each batch taught me something new, and my learning is far from over. I've got a whole hotel of SCOBYs waiting for their next adventure. But the best part of this journey has been the moments shared, laughing, and taste testing with my daughter, experimenting, connecting with friends online over a shared interest on social media, and learning from classmates comments and questions posed that encouraged and led me in directions I may not have taken. Thank you to everyone who left a comment on my blog, whose questions nudged me in new directions, and who encouraged me. And thank you to Dr. Katia Hildebrandt for sparking the inspiration to begin. Thank you for being a part of my learning journey.